Hi, my name is Kevin. Kevin Gregg. You call me Kevin. It's perfectly fine. Just two side notes. One, this is my first video doing anything like this for college. I'm fairly new to the scene, so bear with me. It's a little rough, a little cringy, and I kind of go on tangents, so just bear with me. Thank you. Also, I had to use the iPad's camera option because the Canvas record keeps dropping the video. So, a little bit about myself is I was born on the East Coast. I'm not native to Arizona. My family was around a lot, but I just settled up loving it here. Hobbies include I'm a big foodie, love cooking, big movie guy, enjoy working out, enjoy just a lot, trivia nights, a lot of things, simple stuff. Why am I taking a class besides the obvious I need it for my curriculum? I actually thoroughly enjoy these conversation topics. I feel like there are things that we sometimes discuss or don't discuss in our daily lives, and actually having a point of view to talk about it is very cool. Love dissecting the whys and whats of human mind, and just roll on talking about it. And just because I'm a big external factor guy when it comes to learning about myself, I figured out, I summarized what I learned from Brené Brown's presentation. Now, if I mispronounced her first name, I do apologize. I really actually thoroughly enjoyed her video. She talked about a lot of things, like I said earlier, that I think everyone talks about. She just chose different words or better words, and she has a much in-depth, more knowledge of it, and thoroughly I agree with a lot of things she said. Would love to do a one-on-one with her, honestly, with enough prep time. She shared a lot of really fascinating concepts. Vulnerability, self-worth, that I thought were really big. Because we just don't do those things, honestly. Shame and empathy are another thing I think people just think are bad, but they help us. They protect us, and maybe good for worse, but we can overcome those. Maybe we have those feelings. Now, when she talked about vulnerability, I 100% agree with all the things she said, is that vulnerability and taking that leap, and she even said it herself, is the hardest thing to do. And I faced that problem myself growing up, and I still do to this day. I'm sure everyone else has as well. But my biggest thing is I don't want to, a way I counteract that situation was I don't want to think about what if. Taking that leap, asking for that kiss, asking for that hug, saying I love you first. Like, those vulnerable moments can make you stronger. Yeah, they can hurt if they go south, but you can't worry about the what if. We could do what if games all day, and I think that was really cool that she brought that up. And about how we try to numb vulnerability is another huge thing. She brought up beer, and I think she said cornbread, but she said some kind of bread or muffin. But I agree on that. I also think it's everything else too. Like, I think nowadays, if we don't want to feel anything, we just find something to 100% put ourselves into and ignore everything else. Put the blinders up, and then not even worry about it, because it's easier to numb and forget than to actually face and grow. I think we grow to the area that we surround ourselves with, and I think a lot of times when we get too close, instead of expanding ourselves, we just stop, and that's not healthy. It's not good for self growth. And another thing about she talked about self-worth, and I wholeheartedly, again, agree that self-worth and finding that you're worthy of love will allow you to find love, making sure, hey, I deserve love, I need this, I want this, I deserve it too, like everyone else. Find that in yourself is one thing to make yourself step forward. It becomes not, and it's a hard game, and I get it, but I really do agree with a lot of things she said. I'd love to do a one-on-one with her, obviously a little more prep time. One quote, she didn't really say it in it. The quote she took from the video is, "We can't numb vulnerability," but a quote I looked online for, because I want to see more of her stuff afterwards, was, and I think this one's really cool, is, "Courage is the heart word." Come on, go and focus. There it is. Courage is the heart word. And courage is a heart word. The root of courage is core, the Latin word for heart. And honestly, the thing, she also brought up fear and how fear holds us back, and I think having the heart to overcome the fear is a huge benefactor, and it can be tough. I mean, the definition of bravery is being scared and still doing it anyway. Another quote I found, I like Confucius. I like those old philosophers. I think some of the stuff's a little dated, but some of the stuff is pretty solid and can be relevant nowadays. And it's a very simple one. It does not matter how slow you go, as long as you do not stop. And I think that encompasses a lot of, I'm really bad at this, my apologies. I think it really encompasses everything that she was trying to talk about. Like, taking a vulnerability takes one step at a time. It could be small things, like just a small, like asking for help in a small situation. Then take another step to ask for something more, or showing vulnerability to somebody who cares. Obviously, you hope that person feels the same, or, it's matching, but taking that vulnerability is a good thing. People might see it as being weak or being a fool, but that just means they haven't ever taken a risk in their life themselves. First impression of the video of this activity was not a big fan of these video things. Like I said, I'm new to them. I'm not really used to them. Way better than writing, so I will take that. But after watching the video and reading some information, wholeheartedly enjoying the activity of just discussing it. I hope there's a point that we can all just get in like a room and discuss things, or online, just chat it out, because these are pretty cool topics and I think they should be discussed. And sometimes along the way, when you have discussions, even though you think you got it figured out, someone brings up a new point, and you're like, oh. And again, I do apologize. I go off tangents. The video wasn't difficult to watch at all. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Thank you so much for listening. That's about all I got. I guess we'll talk later, and everyone have a great day.